In this video, I want to walk you step by step on how to install a Zephyr Lux range hood. The model we'll be installing today is the 43-inch model. The Zephyr is controlled by this battery-powered remote control, and we'll show you how that works. If you want to turn on the light, it's got 3 LED strip lights, and there's 3 levels: low, medium, and high. And the fan as well has 3 levels. That's low, medium, and high. And then it's got a global shutdown. If you just hit the power button, then everything goes down. Here's a view of the Zephyr installation from the attic side. The support lumber we put in for the cut sheet from Zephyr. We had 2 people on the underside hoist it up, and then we fastened the brackets with these screws right there. And then there's these adjustments that can be made, but what I did is I abandoned those and I screwed in some sheet metal screws from this side. Problem is I couldn't get to this side because this 2x4 in the way. And then these 4 screws right there, 1, 2. Those you tighten from the underside, which cinches it tight to the ceiling. So we'll go on the underside and cinch those tight. So the motor is going to go right here, and then it'll exhaust out to that shaft. So we'll have a ductwork coming down here. Okay, got the Zephyr ceiling mounted exhaust fan. And we talked about these are the 4 screws that are holding it up. I actually took the original screws out that came with the unit and I replaced them with a longer screw. These are 2-inch screws so that I can bring the unit down further and then readjust it back up again. So right now we're going to hook up the electrical. So we got the wire run up in the attic. So the first thing I did was remove 6 sheet metal screws, and this box come off. And this is the electrical feed, and it's going to be tied into a J-box up here in the attic. So when we were up in the attic, we already removed this junction box that gets mounted to the unit. And here's the wire it's going to be tied to. A black and a white, and then there's also the ground here. So here's the J-box that's mounted to the side of the Zephyr unit. And we'll be pulling the wire through here. I always like to add this wire protector. Here's the electrical feed into the J-box right there. Put the wire protector on there. And screwed into the outside of the Zephyr. And so we got our electrical terminated up here at the Zephyr fan. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to install the motor. Now, lessons learned on the motor is this is sold separately. So when we bought the Zephyr unit, we were unaware that it didn't include the motor. So we bought this on Amazon and just typed in the model number for the Zephyr, and this is the smallest horsepower motor they have. MT-018. Let's see if there's more specs right here. Circuiting diagram. And this is a 71 watt fan motor, 120 volts, 60 hertz, model CBI 290A. So what's cool about this, it comes with a one-way damper, so only your air can exit, but outside air is not allowed to get back in. Got the 6-inch ductwork. We're going to put a 90 on it right to start. Thing is, I can't get this to fit over this sleeve that it comes with, but if I take this sleeve off, then I can get this to fit on top of there perfectly. It may be to hold the backdraft damper in place because it does snap in, but with that on, I'm really having a struggle getting the ductwork to slide over. It's like it's about the same diameter as that sleeve, so not exactly sure how I'm going to handle that yet, but we'll handle that when we're installing up in the attic. Up here we have at least 3 different options. You could do a knockout there for the motor. You could do a knockout on the side. We've chosen to do a knockout straight overhead. So it depends on what kind of clearance you have in your attic. Before we install the Zephyr motor, we're going to seal all these gaps at the knockout. This is for class 1 ductwork. And we sealed up all of these slits in the sheet metal. That was for the knockout, and as we said, we went with the knockout overhead, so we just sealed these up just to get a better seal inside. Time to install the Zephyr motor, and there's a certain way that it goes, and there's a clip right here that it rests on, which falls in line with that notch right there. So it goes right here, and start with these 2 screws. Get those 2 screws in, holds it in place. And then there's 4 more sheet metal screws to do after that. You gotta make sure you use the washer. It's gotta have the washer on it, otherwise the screw will just fall right through. Okay, got the electrical hooked up and the fan installed. Next, you're going to hook up this wiring harness. Looks kind of like this. Comes with the unit. So you plug it into the cord that comes off the fan motor. This is a 9-prong attachment. And then the other side is a 6-prong, and that connects up into this housing here. Then you mount this module box. This mounts back up to where you found it, which is right here. So we're up in the attic now, and we're going to be connecting the ductwork from the newly installed Zephyr. So we're going to be going from this 90, use a straight leg, and head right over to the Zephyr. And this is the collar that comes with the Zephyr unit. And I was able to slip it inside this 90-degree. So we have slid this inside the ductwork, so we're going to start with this 90. Okay, looks good. It's snapped in place. Once we get this on, we can aim to where we need to go. Okay, so we got the first 90 installed. Right now it's friction fit, everything's friction fit. This is all 6-inch galvanized ductwork. And then we have the approved ductwork strapping material. Just right now it's temporarily held off. And we're going for that hole right there. So we got a couple more fittings to do before we finish off and terminate. Once we run all the ductwork loose, then we'll start running sheet metal screws to tie it all off. There's the top side of the Zephyr right now with the power, the support brackets. And we're gonna head right out this hole here. Fits real nice right here. This is cinched up all the way to the collar, so right now I think I'm gonna go, this is perfect. Using these sheet metal screws, I got the DeWalt 1/4-inch nut driver, and using these 3/4-inch sheet metal screws. Flex Fix, Class 1 ductwork. Tape, put some of that on first.